What's going on, guys? It's your boy Big Hero Chris back at you with another one. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, give me a thumbs up, ring the notification bell, hit me up on Twitter, TikTok, the community post. You already know the vibes. And we're almost there, man. We're almost at the finish line. We're almost coming to the end of the road of WrestleMania. This is the go home Smackdown. Before WrestleMania is night 1 and 2 this weekend. And as far as a go-home show, it was okay. It was a pretty good show. I like this a lot better than I did Raw. Somebody asked me why I didn't do a Raw review. And honestly, I kind of fell asleep like midway through the show. And it wasn't really a lot to talk about. But this week's SmackDown was an overall solid show. And I'm actually going to start off with the last thing we saw, and that was the main event segment between Cody Rhodes and John Cena. One more for the road, one more face-to-face, one more segment with them, just talking to each other. And it started off with Cody Rhodes coming out to the ring. He was making his entrance. He was about to say something, but he was immediately interrupted by John Cena. Now, John Cena hasn't really said anything that we haven't heard anything before. He kind of insulted the crowd. He kind of went into a little bit more detail as to his mindset at Elimination Chamber. And he was saying that when he won the Elimination Chamber and he knew he was going to face Cody, at the moment, he didn't think he could beat him. He thought about Cody as being like this unbeatable dude. But then when Cody rejected The Rock's offer to steal his soul or whatever, that's when John Cena knew that Cody didn't have what it takes to beat him, because he cared more about the fans than he did about winning. And that's how John Cena knew that he was going to beat him at WrestleMania. And now Cody was about to talk, and then something happened. This is something we kind of heard before during the European tour, but Cody was able to save it before it got too bad. But this time in Las Vegas, when Cody started talking, he got booed, like booed hard, like booed back in the day when he was still with AEW, that type of boo. Like, these people were like really booing him, and I was trying to figure out what it was exactly, why they were booing Cody. Like, what was it? Something that Cena said? Was it people just like tired, and were they ready to see Triple H's Hall of Fame speech? I don't know what it was. And Twitter was like, oh no, it's happening. The fans are finally turning on Cody. They're booing him. It's happening. And I was like, Cody's gonna win him back, because like I said, we've seen this before. We've seen it in AEW. We saw it in the during the European tour, and we're seeing it now. And what Cody does, and he does this well. Like, if this would have been anybody else, like any other superstar, they probably would have folded under the pressure. But Cody has this unnatural talent to win the people back over. So this time, he didn't really like finesse it. He just kind of just started cooking John Cena until the crowd was like, oh, hold on, Cody's good. And they started cheering him again. Like, he started talking about how John Cena was pale and his legs are skinny and his face is melting. And I thought he was about to talk about the balls fall, but he didn't take it that far. But that's all it took for the people to get back on Cody's side. And he won him back over. And ultimately, he said at the end of the day, John Cena, you still can't wrestle. And Cena was looking like, this man is cooking me a little bit. I got to do something. So John Cena said that, listen, I don't have to wrestle to beat you. And he poked him in the eye, and he looked like he was about to go for the attitude adjustment. But Cody reversed it into the crossroads, and he left him laid out once again. And I'm looking at the clock. At this time, it's like 10:56, so it's like 4 minutes left to the end of the show. So I'm like, all right, something is about to happen. Maybe The Rock shows up, maybe something's about to happen. And nothing happened. What they ended up doing was they used that 4 minutes to like do the rundown of the WrestleMania card. They showed the segment again, and then they showed it one more time. I'm like, okay. And that's pretty much how this show ended. Like, it ended with Cody at the top of the ramp, smiling, holding up the WWE Championship. And if anybody knows anything about wrestling, like if you watch wrestling long enough, you can kind of pick up on the little nuances of wrestling. And you know that right before a pay-per-view, a premium live event, whatever, if the champion is standing tall, that means most likely he's going to lose. And I think that's what's going to happen. I put it in my predictions. John Cena is going to be the new WWE champion. And that's what it looks like is going to happen, right? as far as the rest of the show, it started off with Seth freaking Rollins coming out, and let me tell you that Seth Rollins cut one of the best promos of his career. Like, he's been doing this for a long time, and promos aren't really what Seth is really known for, but this was probably one of the best promos that Seth Rollins has ever cut, because he made reference to CM Punk, he made reference to Roman Reigns, and ultimately Seth has pretty much been the glue of this entire feud. Like, it started off good between him and Punk, and then like the weaving in and out of Roman Reigns, but Seth Rollins really has been the glue of this entire program. Like, he made reference to CM Punk leaving the company the first time. He kind of made a veiled reference to him being in AEW and burning bridges over there. Then he started cooking Roman Reigns a little bit, and it was like several things he said. Like, he said the whole "tell me when I'm telling lies" things. He said that you can believe that, and then he ended the promo by saying this isn't a prediction, it's a spoiler. And a lot of people are saying that maybe Seth Rollins will end up being a Paul Heyman guy. I could kind of see that. I can kind of see that. Like, I predicted Seth Rollins getting the win at the triple threat match at the WrestleMania. So man, maybe that might be the way. I don't know. But top-notch promo from Seth Rollins. And the thing about Seth is, this man really doesn't get the props he deserves, because he even made reference to like his involvement in WrestleMania last year. He said his knee was cooked, his back was cooked, his stepdad was fighting for his life with cancer, and you kind of realize that Seth Rollins really is the unsung hero of the WWE. Like, this dude busts his ass for this company. He's like the ultimate cheerleader for WWE, and WWE never really holds him up as being the guy. Not like a Roman Reigns, not like a CM Punk, not even like a Cody Rhodes. Like, he's just like a utility player. He's really, like, in their eyes, a B+ player. But, Seth Rollins really could be the guy. He really could have been the guy. But, there was the breaks. But I think that kind of, helps with putting that chip on Seth Rollins' shoulders. I don't know. I just don't feel like I feel like he doesn't get the props that he deserves. But, Seth Rollins, you're the guy in my book, man. Speaking of the guy, we have the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale. It was like over 20 wrestlers in the ring, fighting the pose next to the Andre the Giant Memorial Trophy thingamabobber. And going into this, I was like, Carmelo Hayes has to win. He has to win. And there was a couple of times where I got kind of nervous. There was a couple of times where I thought he was going to get eliminated, but ultimately Carmelo Hayes ended up getting the win. The final four ended up being Carmelo Hayes, Andrade, Rey Fenix, and Shinsuke Nakamura. And Shinsuke got eliminated early. Rey Fenix was doing his thing. Like, they were having a little triple threat match. I wouldn't mind seeing something like this in the future, like a triple threat match between all three of these guys, because they were really cooking. Rey Fenix ended up getting eliminated by El Grande Americano. And I'm like, nigga, why? But we kind of knew why later in the show. But ultimately, it came down to Andrade and Carmelo Hayes. And once again, they showed up and showed out. Like, they showed why their best of 7 series was one of the best things that they had going on SmackDown. And they ended up cooking, and I'm like, damn, this really should have been on WrestleMania. This really could have been a WrestleMania match. But, it is what it is. Like, you have a whole 8 hours for the pre-show by itself. Like, they could have slid this on the WrestleMania pre-show, but, it is what it is. Like I said, Carmelo Hayes is the 2025 Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale winner. And I would say that I hope this leads to something for Carmelo, but yeah. So I mentioned El Grande Americano eliminated Rey Fenix. So you have America Made in the background, and backstage they're talking. The LWO shows up. Rey Fenix shows up and says, "Look, man, we're tired of El Grande Americano. It's 3 of us, it's 3 of y'all. Let's just wrestle." And Nick Aldis made the match official, so they have a match. And something weird happened. It looked like Rey Mysterio got injured during the match. I don't know how severe it is. This just happened, so I'm kind of waiting to see what the reports say. But hopefully Rey will be okay to wrestle his match. But if not, I have an idea that they could kind of do, but they probably won't. So we have a tag team title match. The Street Profits versus the Motor City Machine Guns for the WWE tag team titles. And I'm like, why are they not wrestling at WrestleMania? Why aren't the Street Profits on the card for WrestleMania? Like, this would have been a cool WrestleMania match, but that wasn't the case. They're having their match. DIY interferes. They beat up both teams, and they end up stealing the WWE Tag Team titles. And then they run to the back. Nick Aldis is like, look, man, fuck those titles over. You can either do this the easy way or the hard way. The choice is yours. And they end up giving Nick Aldis back the titles. And Nick Aldis says, I have an idea. It's going to be you three teams in a TLC match for the WWE Tag Team titles next week on SmackDown. And the thing about this, you could hear the crowd, like the live crowd booing, because it's like, what the fuck do you mean next week? Like, you have a whole 2-night WrestleMania event this weekend. Why not do it then? But yeah. So my idea is, if Rey Mysterio is indeed injured, you could just slide the TLC match onto WrestleMania. Like, it's so easy. But problem what they're going to do, if Rey Mysterio is injured, they're going to have Dragon Lee wrestle El Grande Americano and, you know, whatever. So the last thing I want to talk about is this whole situation with the triple threat women's match between Rhea, Bianca, and Io. So Rhea Ripley comes out. She gets a huge reaction, a huge pop. Bianca interrupts, and the crowd is booing her. Like, this is like, I don't know if this is a new trend. I don't know what's going on, because ever since the European tours, Bianca was getting booed the entire time. And then you come back to the stage and she's still getting booed. And it's like, Rhea Ripley is clearly the heel in this situation, because she hasn't really done anything to earn an opportunity to earn her way into this match. She just really just complained the entire time. And everyone just folded and said, you know what, you're in the match, whoop-de-doo. And it's like, Bianca is making valid points as to why this isn't right, and for some reason she's getting booed for it. And then on top of all that, you have Io Sky always being seen as an afterthought. And you know, you do have instances where Io does come out on top, like where that one time where she slapped everybody, and even this time where she hit a over the moonsault on the entire crowd and like referees and officials and whatnot. And also during this segment, you had Naomi come out, and she's like, yo, Bianca, what's good, man? I've been calling you, I've been texting you, I've been trying to like holler at you with this whole Jade situation. And Bianca was like, listen, we can't do this right now. And I'm like, maybe they are trying to turn Bianca heel, because the way she was acting, it was like, hey, chill out. And it's kind of like, maybe Bianca low-key has something to do with this whole Jade Cargill Naomi situation. Like, maybe there's more to this situation that we're letting on. I don't know. But Jade came out, and they all ended up fighting. And like I said, Io hit the moonsault on everybody. So that's how that segment ended. So all in all, that was the go-home show for WrestleMania, the go-home SmackDown. The overall build for WrestleMania has been really underwhelming. Like, the big conversation is, does this feel like WrestleMania? And to me, this is kind of how I feel about the holidays, about Christmas, because it's like, I know it's Christmas time. I know Christmas is coming. I see people with their lights and their decorations. I see the Christmas trees up. I see the commercials. I see the Christmas movies. But it still doesn't feel like Christmas. That's how I feel about WrestleMania. Like, I know it's WrestleMania season because I see the WrestleMania sign. I see the commercials. I see the promotion. I see it all. But it still doesn't feel like WrestleMania. And maybe it'll feel more like it when Saturday and Sunday comes and the actual matches happen and the show happens. Like, they had the stage reveal earlier in the night, and that was pretty cool. And like, maybe I'll feel more WrestleMania when WrestleMania actually happens. But up until this point, man, I ain't feeling it, bro. But we're here now, so it is what it is. But with that being said, guys, what did you think of SmackDown? What did you think about the overall build to WrestleMania, man? Let me know in the comment section below. Of course, as always, like, comment, and subscribe. You guys take care. Be easy. I'm out. Peace.